I'm not going to be playing leagues anymore. Today, I'm going to be talking about why I'm not going to be playing RuneScape 3's very first leagues much more in the future. Main reason why is because I am not a huge fan of the rewards that were announced. They took a little bit while for them to get announced in the first place. We were promised to review a preview of them before the leagues were released, and then we didn't get them until the week after. So we didn't really know what we were grinding towards, and now that we know what's in there, it's been a little bit of a lackluster response, and we're going to go over the rewards. And I'd also like to give a little bit of an idea of why I haven't really found the biggest joy while playing leagues. Now, if you don't know what RuneScape 3 leagues are, it is pretty much a limited time game mode where it's supposed to be RuneScape on the highest possible stimulant version of itself, where you get a ton of rewards and power creep added into your character and at huge rates, like things that you would never be doing if you were playing in the main game, and just gives you a nice alternate way to play the game. Now, as someone who's been playing RuneScape for a very long time and has never really been a huge fan, or I guess really interested in seasonal game modes, I was giving this a shot. Not only was I giving it a shot because I make content for the game, I thought it would be interesting content to make, I have also decided that it's just not really my cup of tea. I played seasonal game modes before in other games like Diablo 4, Path of Exile, Helldivers, Fortnite, you know, all those Battle Pass seasons, Black Ops 6. I'm not a stranger to seasonal game modes. However, when the main appeal is to feel extremely strong in this game at an accelerated rate, I do not feel that accelerated strength accelerated in the time that I have to play. For context, I work a full-time job and I make videos and stream on the side as part of as my hobby, as a way to make time for me, and that only leaves me with about 2 to 3 hours a day, maybe, if that, to be able to play the game. And I was really hoping to be able to grind out up to the Dragon Trophy, which is 60,000 points, which is the very last trophy and reward that you can get while playing inside of leagues. You get the rewards on November 10th, or after November 10th when the season is ended, and they get added to your main character. I'm a huge fan of getting cosmetics and collecting everything I can, so this is really right up my alley, right? Being able to collect all the rewards and all the cosmetics and everything like that, and it's added to my main rotation of things I like to wear and dress up in this fantasy point-and-click video game. However, the problem that I've really run into is that it's slow. In a game mode that is supposed to be making things extremely fast and extremely engaging and extremely like power fantasy driven, I don't feel that at all. Genuinely. And I don't want to be pigeonholed into picking one specific set of relics, the boosts that you get during the game mode. I want to be able to play however I want and feel that power however I want. There shouldn't be really a cap to how much power you're supposed to get in a 2-month seasonal game mode. You know what I mean? It should be literally broken. It needs to be broken in every possible way. And I definitely do not feel that. So the main thing with the relics that I have a problem with, we're going to talk about the relics first, is that you definitely can tell which ones are highly better than the other ones. I wouldn't have minded if oh, what if I chose the Divine Woodcutter one instead of Excavator? Or what if I picked Excavator over the hunting one and fishing one? That decision was never really there. It was always if you don't pick Excavator, bro, you're cooked. There's no way you're going to be able to catch up and do all the things you want to, because Excavator is just so much stronger, where it pretty much opens the game up for you in so many different ways. And the other two relics just kind of give just provided quality of life fixes and some minor power up. You definitely notice them when you're automatically burning logs and you're getting levels from doing that, and being able to do divination faster. But there were just mechanics in the game that were treating that, offsetting the power that those relics actually provided. And then also the power that you got from the combat relics, where I truly believe RuneScape shines in terms of the content that it can provide you. It really does feel like it doesn't have that big of a meaning. Only time where you really have to use that thinking brain, get that noggin working, is when you're thinking of your tier 7, the very last relic, between getting the busted EOF, the very strong prayer relic, or the Elder God book that's bugged. And going into the bugs on the relics, there have been a number of bug reports that sometimes the relics that you may want aren't working the way that you need them to. And in the very first week, I just was going through the Reddit where you were just going to see non-stop bug reports. You would go in the Discord, see non-stop bug reports. And so being a little buggy of a launch, now mind you, it's the first one, right? You got to give it some slack. Like, this is the first time the developers have made a game mode like this. It made it kind of like unappealing because I have a very precious amount of time that I have to invest into this on top of being able to edit, stream, all yada, 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 and make content. It was unappealing for me to want to invest my time into something that was already, that may be buggy, or I may not be exactly getting what I want out of this. Additionally, when it comes to the actual gameplay of Leagues is very fun. It's very, very cool. To see all those tasks pop up, it's been very, very exciting. Doing clue scrolls for the first time, and that definitely feels powerful. Being able to skip through clue scrolls and just rack them bad boys up, that's been probably the peak portion of Leagues for me, was opening clue scrolls. Even though I'm not, it's a piece of, and that was a perfect example of like, that's a piece of content I've yet to really mingle with in the main game, and to be able to experience that at a accelerated rate was exactly what I was hoping for in Leagues. But that was only unlocked at tier 4, where it still took me almost 10 hours to get to tier 4, because I'm also not playing with a guide. I'm not playing with any type of like pre-laid out path for me of how I want to farm out my points efficiently. I'm not an efficient player. I'm not. If I spreadsheet every single game I ever play, I'm not going to play the game. I'm going to be looking at this damn spreadsheet more than actually trying to figure out the game and what happens to the adventure. The adventure is gone because I'm out here spreadsheet gaming. I don't want to do that. But I definitely noticed and felt like I should be, because I was watching a bunch of other people who were putting ungodly amount of hours into this. Very first stream of I was watching of other people, I was like, dude, this guy's been live for 8 hours playing this shit. I was unbelievable. And then he's like he's almost 30,000 points in on day 3, brother. I got no hope. I'm cooked. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. And so noticing other people be super far ahead as well kind of demotivated me too. Because like, dude, I know I got a month. I got a month to catch up. And I do plan to continue playing on and off. Just not as rigorously as I have been over the last week. Maybe this is part of that Leagues burnout that people noticed from old school. But it just kind of felt really, really shitty to like look at other people's progress. And it's like, dude, what the hell am I doing wrong? And you notice that they're all using like the same relics, dude. They're all using the same relics. I don't see anybody using magic, range, or necromancy. Well, you see a little bit of necromancers, not nearly as many as the range or the majors, but like you had to go pick melee. If you wanted to go through this Leagues very quickly, you had to pick melee. Like, that was the optimal thing. Now, melee is fun. I love it on the main game. It's a very exciting combat skill. It's very, very cool to use, but it was just overly busted, completely unbalanced to the unbalanced way that it shouldn't really be, in the terms of like, it provided you sustain in ways that other styles had no way of doing that, and then required way more things. Magic only providing a 50% damage critical strike damage is kind of worthless, to be honest. The only thing that was really leveling them all out is that it provided 100% accuracy for everything, but then that 100% accuracy doesn't really mean anything, because your damage is scaled based on your weapons, and the only way to get weapons were through going through bosses, or going through a number of buffs, like Slayer buffs, Slayer helmet, yada yada yada, stuff like that. And the only way to get to those things are through quests. And a lot of the quests in the game were not auto-completed. A good chunk of them were, that provided a nice way to skip through a lot of content, but it just kind of just didn't matter, to be honest, because a lot of the quests that were being completed, I mean, they're helpful. Like being able to go through the Fort for Entry quest line at 10 times build speed to finish up building it before, very good. Your Slayer helmet being available in the Slayer point shop without needing to complete smoke and kills. That is kind of a pseudo finish, because you still need a black mask, which requires a quest line. While Gothic sleeps, you can go into Tormented Demons now without needing to do the quest, and that's very, very helpful. But there's still lots of other quests that are required to get through lots of things in the game. And I'm going to be honest, after doing, as someone who hates quests, to be honest, as someone who's not a big fan of doing quests again, because like quests are extremely fun to do when you've done them once. The first time you do a quest, it is magical, a stupendous time, jolly good. But my God, doing them again? No. And I'm not saying that quests are bad or it's like shitty content. All I'm saying is that quests are great the first time. So if it's your first time playing RuneScape 3 and you're going through quest lines and being immersed in it, brother, good for you. I want you to like, I want you to thoroughly enjoy your time going through those quests because they're great. They're fantastic pieces of content. However, someone who's old, rusty, and disgusting like me doesn't want to go through them again because I have already done them on the main game. I would love for them to have a better way to guide you through your quests. I would love a better way to be able to auto-complete them. If they were to allow you to take the point that you got through the game, like through your relics, and you could pick a quest line or a batch of quests or pick a number of quests to be able to complete with the points that you've already grinded through, and it was like an additional reward when you unlock your relic, that would have been a great way to do things. But that wasn't what was happening, which was very unfortunate. I think that this league's was overall not bad. It just needs a lot of refinement, and that makes me very hopeful for when they do Leagues 2 on RS3 and where it's just going to be completely busted. I want to be killing bosses non-stop. I want to be grinding out gear, doing weird tasks, and also, before I forget, they did not, when it comes to the tasks, like the tasks themselves, there are a lot of tasks in the game, but there's a lot of tasks that don't fucking mean anything. What I mean by that is like combat achievements, okay? You guys are gonna notice I'm a huge fan of combat. The combat achievements that were introduced earlier this year, which were huge, right? The easiest opportunity for point farming. Easiest opportunity for points. Only way that you can get points through PVM is through getting gear, killing the boss, or killing the boss multiple times. Not even the difficult portion of like all the combat achievements that are in there, like doing something that doesn't require you taking damage at a time, or when you're not getting instantly killed by KK's instant kill attack. Like, there's a lot of ways that they could have allowed you to gain more points while doing combat achievements. That would have been really, really easy. Unlock tier War's Blessings tier 1, tier 3, tier 4, like whatever. You could layer that into easy, medium, hard, elite. Like, it was very simple to do. You do a Grandmaster task in the game, dude, it's still going to be hard for a lot of people. You can still knock out some Grandmaster tasks and maybe take some of the knowledge you get from the Grandmaster tasks from the leagues and take them to the main game. And I think that would have been great, but that isn't, unfortunately, what is not happening. There's a lot of opportunities to add in a lot of cool tasks in the game. Like, archaeology has a ton of mysteries and pieces of content, and that you could do and use for points, but they weren't used. Very unfortunate opportunity missed right there. I think there wasn't enough task in the actual task list to provide enough alternate paths for players to be able, like, this is how I want to take my leagues. I want to go down this route. Like, there wasn't enough alleyways for people to go walk into, which, you know what? It is what it is. It is their first one. Again, I'm giving a lot of room here because I don't want them to be like, okay, fuck it, never gonna do it again. I want them to do it again because it's fun and I enjoyed it for the time that I did. But these are the roadblocks that are stopping me from doing it. And I guarantee you, I'm not the only one. I bet there's a lot of people. I've been seeing them Reddit threads. I've been seeing them upvotes. People feeling the same way, and that's okay. That is okay. But we got to talk about these rewards, bro. The rewards are actually the quest and the rewards are the big nail in the coffin for me. And so when I was going through these rewards and I was looking through them, so the way you get these dragon cups is by getting a certain amount of threshold on points. Bronze, you need 2,000. Iron, you need 4,000. Steel, you need 10,000. Mithril, 20. Adamant, 30. Rune, 45. And then Dragon Cup, the very last cup inside of the rewards, is 60,000 points. Now, mind you, it looks pretty cool. I think it looks pretty good. I like it. It looks very, very neat. The problem with the rewards, though, is that these are they're physical items in the game. Mind you, RuneScape 3 does have cosmetics. People love cosmetics in the game. There is a loud minority, or actually maybe a loud majority. I don't really take care of the numbers, but there are a lot of people that use cosmetics in this game. There's actually a very few amount of people that run the game without cosmetics, even if they're not a huge fan of them, right? Everybody uses them to a degree. Let's not be coy about it. It's just the truth. The problem with this is that it doesn't say that you're going to get these as automatic overrides, right? You're going to get these as an in-game item that then you have to keepsake, from my understanding. I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. That you get this for free. Like if you had a completion escape and you get the completion escape override for free. That doesn't seem to be the case. On top of that, these are melee weapons. Melee is not a very popular style in the main game compared to necromancy. These items are going to have to be if you're using a melee weapon in your main hand. It is not going to be something that you're going to see that often, which kind of sucks. As someone who uses Magic primarily, the best scenario for me was if this was an offhand or a main hand that you can use for any style that you are using. Because these things, like there are a lot of different players. There's going to be a lot of different people taking and using these things that they worked really hard for, putting tens of hundreds of hours into to achieve and get, and they want to be able to use the reward they get, but they don't use melee, so now they just never see the reward they got. You know what I mean? This is the main chase item for the league for a lot of people, and I definitely understand that, but it's just not going to be seen. They should definitely make this one of those things that is any item. Like, you can transmog it into any item. Make the trophy a wand, goddammit. That would be super cool. And then, the thing that is kind of nice, though, is the little point shop that they got going on. So you can go in and unlock all these rewards through here from the points that you accumulate in the game. So it's cool, like, right? But these are kind of pricey. These are kind of expensive. Catalyst Reflect, probably one of the coolest looking ability overrides I've ever seen in my life, is awesome. Like, this looks dope as fuck. 7,500 points, my guy. That is almost Steel Cup. I have barely hit 9,600 points after maybe 20-ish hours of leagues. Riddle me this, Batman. Why the hell does it take so long to get this many? Now, it also doesn't tell me, I don't know if you have a finite amount of points that you can spend to get these things, or if you unlock these things as you get them. I am assuming, I could be wrong, God hope I'm wrong, that these are actually like, you just unlock them as you hit those point thresholds. That would have been better. There's no need to get stingy with it, brother. We are not buying these. They're not being bought. You just gotta make them that you can get these points, and then you unlock them at a threshold. That would be cool. You know what I mean? Or you can just pick which ones you want from there, and then that's how much you end up getting. Either one of those, I think, would be fine. I would prefer the threshold one to a degree. Just depends on how they end up rolling out. I'm not a game dev. I don't know these things. I'm just a consumer who's like voicing his opinion. Secondly, brother, this outfit, I gotta say, I like it, but it ain't good enough. It's not good enough. It's giving Tutorial Island. It's giving Pathfinder from 2022, from like 20 whatever the hell, like when the game was released. It's not that good. Like, genuine, I don't think it's that good. And this is someone who likes a lot of weird shit. This is not a big chase thing for me. It looks neat. It's unique in a way, but it just doesn't have the pizzazz. I would much rather it be fucking outlandish and make it like genuinely like look good. Could use some work, could have been better, and it's not really selling me. The rest of these outfits and the items aren't that good. Then you got the aura. This is probably something people really, really wanted. This is something that people, I was excited for this one. Brother, my God. Dude, it is not, it's not nearly as good as it could be. Look, I can't even see it. I'm also colorblind, so I might be missing a little bit. I don't think it's that good. It needs to be bigger. I know they don't want to make sure that the Grandmaster and the Master auras that you get from combat achievements in the game look the best, and those pop the most, and those ones don't get devalued. But come on, make it a little bigger. Make it a little noticeable. I don't see this. It doesn't look that good. I'm hoping it's one of those things where it's like it looks kind of shitty in the preview, but in-game it looks fire. But I'm not sold on this one. But one that I am sold on, that I am actually going to continue to grind for, is this little guy. This guy's kind of cute. I'm not going to lie. He's kind of cool. But overall, the rewards were really lackluster in my opinion, and I was not sold, and it really was a big catalyst. I was like, do I want to continue playing this more and more? And unfortunately, I think I'm in the boat where I'm going to unlock as many rewards as I can in a very limited amount of time, but I think I much prefer playing the main game instead. But if you are someone that is trying out the game for the very first time, or you're coming back after a long hiatus, rather try it. These is very, very fun. It is tremendously fun. There's a little bit of a roadblock, but there is, like, if you're genuinely having a great time, just enjoying and exploring something you haven't touched in years, it is for you. It's great. Highly encourage you to check it out. You still have a month to knock this stuff out, get as much as rewards as you can, and then you come back and play the main game, check it out. Or dust your hands off of RuneScape, and that's it. Walk away a happy camper. I'm not going to say that I haven't had fun on leagues. I've had a ton of fun. It's been very enjoyable. I've enjoyed being on stream and chatting with everybody. It's been very nice to get guidance and learn from everybody. But overall, when it comes to my own enjoyment, I think I prefer playing the main game. And I think I like my account a little bit more. those are just my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts and what you think about it. Let me know what your biggest pain points have been. What are the high points for you? I read every single comment. I also love the stream. If you are interested in coming out in the streams, anything RuneScape related, I would love to come by and hang out with you as well. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave me a like if you're interested, if you like the video, and have some fun on Scape, be that leagues or main game.